Don't believe her eyes.
In the eerie silence of the wild, a 6-year-old boy ventured into the unknown with his father. The sky, once painted with a tranquil blue, now took on an ominous hue.
Lush flowers whispered unsettling secrets, their petals casting eerie shadows.
The boy frolicked by the lake, blissfully unaware of the looming darkness.
While his father stood at a distance, capturing the innocent play on a video recorder.
The air thickened with an unspoken tension, as if nature itself sensed the impending horror. Suddenly, the father's eyes widened in terror. The boy stumbled, a sudden force pulling him towards the murky depths of the lake.
The video recorder slipped from trembling hands, crashing to the ground. Desperation etched on his face. The father lunged towards the water. He plunged into the lake, his heart pounding with dread. In a frantic blur of motion, he scooped up his son. It took no more than 5 agonizing minutes.
But when he emerged, the boy's lifeless form hung in his arms. The child's stomach showed no signs of bloating.
It was evident he hadn't consumed much water.
Strangely, there were 2 rows of black and red streaks of blood in his nostrils.
A gruesome detail that defied explanation. The mother, unable to withstand the shattering blow, succumbed to madness. The father, consumed by grief, decided to extricate his wife from the haunting memories. Being businessmen, they sought refuge in another city, opening a clothing store in a bid to rebuild their lives.
Yet, success eluded them, and after a year,
with the mother showing slight signs of improvement, they reluctantly returned home.
During one of the husband's outings to procure goods, the wife found herself alone in their quiet, darkened abode.
The weight of her troubled past, coupled with the oppressive stillness of the room,
pressed upon her fragile psyche.
Lost in her thoughts,
she became restless, pacing around the dwelling until she halted at the entrance.
The door led to a narrow hallway, adorned with a wall cabinet.
Driven by an inexplicable compulsion, she opened the cabinet's door to unveil something concealed in the shadows. Her trembling hands retrieved a dusty relic, the forsaken video recorder, abandoned for a year.
Memories surged as she recognized it, vividly recalling the heartbreak on the day of her son's demise.
Driven by an eerie determination, the woman powered the VCR,
bringing to life the last remnants of her son's existence.
Hours passed, the room steeped in an unsettling silence, until the VCR reached its full charge. As the TV flickered to life, the boy's joyful image appeared, his final moments unfolding.
In the haunting footage, the boy cavorted around the lake, blissful and unaware. Yet, a sinister presence lingered behind him, a scrawny,
pale hand materialized, forcefully pushing the unsuspecting child into the murky waters.
The video concluded with the recorder crashing to the ground, capturing only the cacophony of the father's desperate attempts to rescue his son.
"Don't believe the story," a voice echoed in her mind.
And she questioned the very fabric of reality.
The psychosis that once gripped her mind had resurfaced, casting doubt on her sanity. The doctor's words echoed, but in the depths of her fractured psyche, a chilling realization took root: don't believe her eyes.
As the video played on an endless loop,
the spectral hand emerged repeatedly, pushing the boy to his demise. The woman sat motionless, trapped in a nightmarish loop of despair.
The living room, now cloaked in shadows, seemed to echo with the tormented cries of her husband. A soundtrack to the tragic scene unfolding on the screen. The doctor's diagnosis rang hollow. For how could he explain the malevolent force captured in the footage? The woman, teetering on the precipice of sanity, grappled with an unsettling truth: her son's death was not a mere accident. A malevolent entity had orchestrated the tragedy, leaving behind a twisted tale etched in the pixels of the cursed video. Darkness clung to the corners of the room as the night wore on.
The woman, haunted by the relentless replay of her son's demise,
clung to the fraying threads of her sanity. Whispers of a spectral presence seemed to dance around her, the air charged with an otherworldly malevolence.
The VCR, now a conduit to the supernatural, held her in a sinister trance. The mother's once hopeful eyes now reflected the abyss of her shattered soul.
She had unraveled a truth that defied reason, a reality distorted by the paranormal.
The doctor's words, a feeble attempt to rationalize her mental turmoil,
crumbled in the face of the unearthly force that had claimed her son. As the night deepened, the room pulsated with an unseen energy.
Shadows whispered secrets, and the air grew heavy with a spectral presence. The woman, entangled in a web of horror, dared not close her eyes,
for fear of confronting the darkness that lurked within and beyond.
"Don't believe her eyes," a spectral voice echoed, as the video continued its relentless playback.
The once innocent scenes by the lake now unfolded as a sinister tableau of doom.
The pale hand, an ethereal puppet master, orchestrated the tragedy with cold calculation.
The woman, a witness to the macabre dance, clutched at the tenuous strands of her unraveling sanity. Dread hung in the air as the night reached its zenith. The video, a cursed relic, painted a chilling narrative that transcended the realms of the living.
The woman, tormented and broken, found herself at the mercy of an otherworldly force. The VCR, a portal to the supernatural, seemed to pulse with a malevolent energy, as if the very fabric of reality strained under the weight of the unearthly revelation.
In the desolate hours of the night, the woman's mind became a battleground between reason and the supernatural.
The ghostly hand, an indelible mark on the video's canvas, clawed at the edges of her consciousness.
Her eyes, once a window to a hopeful world, now reflected the haunting truth. Her son's death was a carefully choreographed act by a malevolent entity. As the first light of dawn crept through the curtains, the room felt colder, as if touched by an otherworldly frost.
The VCR, its task completed, fell silent. The woman, drained of emotion, sat amidst the remnants of her shattered reality. The doctor's diagnosis, a feeble attempt to label her descent into madness, crumbled in the face of the supernatural tapestry woven by the cursed video. "Don't believe her eyes," the spectral voice whispered one last time, as the room returned to an uneasy stillness. The woman, now a mere shell of her former self, clung to the unsettling truth that defied rational explanation. The video, a harbinger of darkness, lay dormant, waiting for another unsuspecting soul to unearth its malevolent secrets.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and put notification on to watch more videos. If you have similar experience as per the story, please comment and let me know. How was your experience?